Multimodal composition is simply communication that uses more than one mode. So it's text, visuals, audio, or gestures. Here are the key questions that you all asked in your notes assignment. First, the voiceover and gestures. So they work together the same way reporters do it on television. The voice gives the message, the gestures guide attention and add clarity. And when paired together, they make meaning easier to follow. Then there is spatial and linguistic. And with spatial and linguistic, is how you place the images and the text in your presentation. And they both support Aristotle's appeals. So a clean layout builds credibility. The strong visuals can spark emotion. So the organized information supports logic. The design is all persuasional. As for your question with the early multimodal composing, the earliest record of this in academic research is in the 1960s and 1980s. There are English composition professors who are already using visual, auditory, spatial, and tactile modes long before computers. So this is not just a new scene. As far as revising your multimodal work, there are several ways that you can do this. You can resize the images or replace them once you get to the draft and see it doesn't work. You can edit your audio or switch to templates, because I know in PowerPoint, more PowerPoint than Canva, PowerPoint has some very interesting presentation templates. And some of them may not be fit for your audience or for your academic needs. So make sure that you choose those carefully. Changing formats is also an option. So if you feel that you have created a PowerPoint presentation and you feel it still doesn't work, you can easily switch to a video essay if you feel comfortable talking in front of a camera. And make sure that you do not overload your viewers. That's why in a multimodal presentation, you are limited to 40 words per per screen. That way, you can make the text larger. So it shouldn't be small. Even on your works cited page, do not put all your entries on one slide. Kick them over. You can use more than one slide for your works cited. The reason why you use multiple modes is because you want to meet the needs of your audience. Because remember, you're doing this for your audience and not for a grade. Think about it that way. So, what type of information would be easier to convey using specific modes? For instance, I always think about an infographic. Is it easier to put statistics in a graphic over text so the reader can see exactly where those numbers lie uh, in your presentation? Also, you got to think about accommodations. So you text, you might need audio text depending on the disability of the person. So consider that. So choosing the right mode all boils down to what something that I did not bring up in class, but is important here, is a rhetorical situation. Now, a rhetorical situation is your audience, who is in your audience, the purpose. So you have three purposes for writing in this class, and it depends on your professor. So for the multimodal, are you entertaining, persuading, or um, putting or defining something? So whatever the purpose for your presentation, that's or the content information that you're trying to present, that's the mode that you should use. Uh, so I go back to the example of the infographic for statistics, using video to show emotion in your topic. You use a traditional essay when it requires writing. Now, for this assignment, writing is not going to be the major focus. It will be scored because you still have to use text, but make sure that you are looking at the other elements in your presentation that you can communicate the same thing without using a traditional essay.